been run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He called my name and my heart stood still when he said, John, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Throw you a rock, hide your hand, working in the dark against your fellow man. But as sure as God made black and white, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter.
We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers, because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents?
All the people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, you are.
All right, OP Patriots out there kicking ass and taking names. Welcome to the party, folks, to PatriotPartyNews.com. I am your host, Chaz Carter, better known as Underground Patriot, coming to you live from the Wolf Den, folks. Oh, my goodness, we got an action-packed show today. My goodness, guys, we are losing so much of especially Gen Xers out there. Their childhood is slowly disappearing. The news of Chuck Norris passing away, 86 years old, probably was in about every single freaking movie I can recall when I had my dirt bike when I was about 5 to 8 years old. I forgot I grew up with Missing in Action, okay, there. But, just a phenomenal human being. Took extremely good care of himself. And then, unfortunately, we hear about this. So just pray for his family. And also, we experienced another loss today as well. You ever heard of a guy named Mean Joe Green? Yeah, he passed away today as well. So they're coming as left and right. Let us know, hey, where you are watching us from. We know they're both in a better place, obviously. What's up? Baxley, Georgia, in the house. Go Dogs. Hi from Arkansas. What's up? Alabama. I knew you were coming in. Texas is in the house. South Carolina, Connecticut, Michigan. Was it Michigander, right? Ohio, Minnesota's in the house. Newport, Kentucky, right? I know I missed the 70s too. Oh, Lord. Right? Ohio. What's up? Arkansas just kicked in the door. Good to have you. Florida's in the house. Louisiana's in the house. I know I'm trying to get you guys in there. Right? The steel curtain. That's it. That's what it was. Yeah. Mean Joe Green. New York in the house. The cornfields of Michigan. San Diego is in California. All right. Southfield, Michigan. Good stuff. Ohio. There we go. Some Idaho in the house. I was in the house. Good stuff right there. Jersey. I see you. Jersey again. South Carolina. Good to have you. Go Dogs. Georgia in the house. Florida. Missouri. Ozarks checking in. New York kicking in the door on X. Good to see you, Terry. Florida's in the house. Florida's in the house. Hey, look, there is Vicksburg, Millersburg, that is. Southeastern Illinois is in the house. South Carolina, good to have you. Plainview, Texas, hello. Louisiana's in the house. Home of the Alamo, right? Central Illinois is checking in. Florida's checking in. Southfield, Michigan, checking in. Northeast Missouri, yes, I see y'all. Don't think I don't forget. Ohio, Alabama. Hey, where's Alabama at? Usually you guys are in there. Y'all must be asleep. Or you just got everything turned off because they're claiming there's $10 per gallon down there, which was on the internet. Kennesaw, Georgia. Go Dogs. Cool. This is where the cool cats go to get their daily intel news and bread. That's right, to PatriotPartyNews.com, folks. We are more just a website. We are a full functioning badassery Patriot Broadcasting Network, broadcasting around the world 24/7. Hey, don't forget, help us out. We need all the help we can get here. Donate now, folks, because of you is what has made PPN from We the People. We'll keep on being an incredible steward of your resources, but we need your help every day. God bless you for those that have, and God bless you those that haven't, because at the end of the day, there's different ways to be able to contribute and donate. But right now, our server storage is shaking over and spilling over, and it's pretty much trying to kill us in terms of being 100% independent. That's another reason why we're having to be creative, because they're wanting to wipe us out. Another way you can obviously support us is by being a part of our kick-ass social media platform. Did you know about us? We have our own social media platform. It's free to join right now. Try it out for a trial. It's from like $8.99 a month. What do you get for $8.99 a month? The freaking truth. That's what. You want to, a lot of people say, well, man, I can get all that on free social media. Yeah. And you also get propaganda too. This is the no propaganda zone. This is what separates those from the normies. I thought about this. We're technically the first news media network to really begin starting off on reporting on conspiracy theories that end up turning into facts. That's what we've created here at PPN. Well, wait a minute, Chaz. There's other people out there that have been doing something similar. But it ain't us. And it's not what we've put together. We've put something together that nobody has out there that gives us an extra advantage on turning the corner on some things and actually being unified together versus being splintered. Join.Patriot Shoot is one of a kind because of the state groups and at the local levels that, folks, that's where we've got to honestly attack at to protect our country. Well, yeah, everything's going to be fine. Yeah, but it's always good to have a plan B. Here's the plan B. If you're unsure about plan A, here's your plan B right here. And I would advise you, if you're not a part of this plan B, to go to join.patriotshoot.com. And it's on obviously our website here, the patriotpartynews.com. Once you click on that, that's where it'll take you on that. Also, folks, our other partners, if you're tired of your streaming service going out the freaking frame, being crazy and like $300, $400 a month, I'm hearing, I can't believe that. That's paying the cabal, by the way. How would you like to pay under $60 a month and get actually more? Sounds like a hell of a deal to me. Well, you need to go to ppnnetwork.qbroadcast.com or dallasd.qbroadcast.com, because 30,000 movies, 1,000 live channels. Listen to me. Free pay-per-view, Christian-owned, Patriot-owned company here in the United States. Again, Q Broadcast. Go to ppnnetwork.qbroadcast.com or dallasd.qbroadcast.com. And folks, you can also check out our other partners from the Heal products with LD360.com, PPN, to Cardio Miracle, to Hunter's Blend Coffee, baby. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's good to the last Patriot. Okay, I'm telling you right now, the Java is incredible, and they've come out with a new flavor. I saw people talking about in the chat earlier. I just like Java, but there's so many flavors to choose from. Again, Christian-owned, Patriot company. Discount code is PPN. And one of our flagship companies we've been associated with since the beginning, the Roots brand. You can go to therootsbrand.com/PPN or /Dallas PPN, whichever you would like. Or you can just click on the red button here. This gets rid of those bad metals that have been put in people's bodies from the COVID-19 fake shots to do population control. That's really what's gone down. The elites have put this in, this junk, these metals, are killing you, killing your loved ones, still doing it. Psst, hey, guess what? What do you think is in these others that's being promoted as something else? Like, I don't know, biogenics? Remember that name, because that's what they're doing. Again, go to therootsbrand.com /PPN or /Dallas PPN on that. Again, incredible deals with patriotmobile.com. Use discount code PPN for free activation on that. And of course, our awesome PPN chat there, which is pretty cool there. And yeah, that's how we roll. So cool. Help us out. We need your help. But more importantly, these products can save your life too. Or before it starts getting bad, what do you think you're breathing? What do you think? You got to eat. Don't sit there and say, oh, it's organic, but it's got about 17,000 ingredients. Yeah. Or what people are starting to do now, they're starting to look, well, is it kosher? You know, looking to see, hey, there's a code within a code. We've talked about this. I see Dallas is in the studio. Let me go ahead and bring him in because I'll start getting on my soapbox to talk about, man. Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
First of all, heartbroken about Chuck Norris, man. I believe he was one of the rare few good ones. You know, I was sharing with somebody earlier. I have never found a negative word said about him. You know, like I've never read an article or watched an interview where a coworker or a co-star was like, oh, he's really a jerk. You know, I mean, he filmed Texas Ranger here in Dallas. I had a lot of friends, close friends that worked for the Texas Ranger show, right? I mean, they weren't necessarily actors, but they worked, you know, building sets and things like that.
Right.
Every last one of them said he was the most genuine, kind human being. So generally a loss for humankind, I think.
Yeah.
And Mean Joe Green, he was a legend too. I had not heard about him either, but
I just about right before the show.
yeah.
You know, and it's really a rarity. A lot of people don't understand that Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris did a lot of stuff together, you know, fighting scenes. They trained each other. Was it Return of the Dragon? I'm unsure about the movie title, but it was something along those lines.
It was one of the.
What was it when he grabbed his chest hair? You know, and did that. You know, but here's the thing: what's cool is they had the right in the contract because Chuck Norris never loses. Okay, and he put in the contract.
He was undefeated for 7 straight years in the world.
Well, I'm talking about it like in the movie, the script where Bruce Lee doesn't beat him. That's what he had in there. And it's just to that, you know, just how he was. And that's probably why we hear the memes. That's right. 100%. That's just, you know, Chuck Norris holding the tombstone above the grass. I get it. I got it. Okay. It's all right.
But other than that, man, just hanging in there, watching the absurdity of our government unfold in front of us, man. I'm at a loss. You know, our FBI and DOJ are going full tilt after Joe Kent, but yet not a single person from Epstein, not a single person or group from the.
So what's okay? I got to ask you this and talk about this. Okay, the leaker. Okay, that's what every time when I get in a conversation with someone, or I ask like this morning, okay, in Patriot Shoot with Coffee with Chaz, I always like asking our members inside of there. By the way, join.patriotshoot.com. It's pretty awesome. You might want to go check that out. So this morning when we had Coffee with Chaz, I asked everybody that question. I said, you know, I showed that clip. I think I got it. I'll have to find it. But that clip of Tucker. And anyway, I'll where's it at? I think I got it. Anyway, I'll get it and I'll show it here. But they are all talking about he leaked something. Is everybody referring to what he talked about on Tucker Carlson as the leak, or was there something previously that I'm unaware of him leaking information out? Am I correct?
Well, the first version I heard was that he shared some information in the Tucker interview that maybe he wasn't supposed to, but I mean,
but it wasn't anything before, correct?
Well, I don't know, but the first version I heard was it was directly connected to the Tucker Carlson interview.
Gotcha, and that's what I was on.
But again. You know, if the guy's a dirtbag, then the guy's a dirtbag. But I just find it really odd that Dan Bongino, who went in guns a-blazing, comes out, doesn't say jack squat about what he learned inside, and then just attacks. He's attacking Tucker Carlson again today on his podcast. He's going after Tucker Carlson. The guy comes out and does nothing but attack those of us that have stood behind and stood by this administration and Trump for all of these years, 10 plus years. This guy comes out, actually releases a statement saying why he's leaving, which actually, I mean, it falls in line with his political beliefs going back 4 or 5 years, right? Man, this isn't a new thing. It's not like he just changed his mind. He knew we were in Iraq for BS reasons, and he was serving 7 tours. But he knew in Iraq that we shouldn't have been there. I just find it really convenient.
12 tours, just to be real. If you not to try to correct you on petty stuff, but or whatever, but that's even more. You know what I'm saying? Going back, having 2 children, having your wife killed in Syria. Hello.
Yeah. But I just find it really inconvenient or convenient, whichever way you look at it, that this guy comes out, actually actually gives an explanation of why he's leaving and says, you know, we have information. Charlie Kirk, they wouldn't let us look into it. Tulsi Gabbard said
That's
the
what
same
I
thing.
want to know about. I want instead of this whole Trump stuff and Trump attacking him or whatever that is, I'm more concerned with Charlie Kirk and what happened with him, why they were stopped. I mean, I want to play this and so everybody can hear this. I'm sure everybody's seen this, but this is something to kind of regurgitate some information.
What kind of pressure does it require to get a president who campaigned against exactly this thing for 10 years to do exactly this thing?
I think there's two schools of thought. One is the media echo chamber, the donors, the way the Israelis come in and kind of launder the information. The other option is much darker. President Trump is very smart. I think President Trump has a gift for interpreting large sets of data and making very, very key strategic decisions. And so when the president sees that he's got issues with his own security detail, when he sees what happened in Butler, the other assassination attempts, he sees what happened with Charlie, I think it's reasonable to believe that somewhere in his head, he thinks that, like, maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe they could harm me or they could harm my family. And if they can't keep me safe, I believe the president deeply cares. I believe he's very courageous. I think if it was just a matter of worried about his own physical safety, I don't think he cares. We saw that in Butler. But he does love his family. He's got a big family. And so somewhere in his head, if they can't keep me safe, what about my family? So maybe the president was just simply deceived by the echo chamber we described, and that's how we got to this place. But it's also, there's a potential that there's an element of coercion, intimidation, whatever words you want to use there, that is also influencing his decision-making.
I agree with everything you just said.
By the way, if it sounds like a dump truck is about to go through my back wall behind me, it's because it is. They are laying asphalt on my street, and I feel like I'm going through an earthquake. So if I start shaking and carrying on, it's not my fault. I'm cool.
but yeah, I mean, that's what's kind of driving my thoughts right now is just the absurdity of the fact that they're going to go after him, but not a single Epstein client, not a single election fraud perpetrator, not a single treason perpetrator, not a single, you know, sedition or coup, you know, like what? Like that's we're going to spend our time and energy going after him, not all these other people that were promised. Where are the Doge checks? Where are the, you know, I mean, that crap was promised 6 months ago.
Oh, that's going to the $200 billion into this war. You didn't know?
Well, I mean, I assume that's where the tariff money was coming from, but you know, we lost a $400 billion jet yesterday that supposedly is undetectable and unshootable downable.
Was that the video? Because I have been unable to confirm yet. There's a video showing a rocket dancing. They called it something, dancing something in parentheses, but it was just locked onto that. It was an F-35, if I'm not mistaken.
F-35. I don't think there's video of it. Man, not that I've seen, but I do believe that it is confirmed an F-35 was shot down by Iran, and that's our stealth fighter that's supposedly undetectable except to heat.
Yeah, in the chat they're saying that's a video game one. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. That's what everybody was trying to push out there. I didn't know. I didn't think it was, but who knew? But
I do believe that one of our F-35s was shot down. That's a $400 billion plane. That
did you just say $400 billion?
Yes, per plane.
Per plane.
Yes.
$400 billion.
That's what I read.
Wow. Man, Jesus, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, Russia says it's going to help Cuba, big dog, but there's but no commitment on oil deliveries. What's up with that? That's interesting. It says Cuba has been under a U.S. fuel blockade since shortly after Washington deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, a key ally of Havana, on January 3rd. The blockade has caused a dire economic crisis, and blackouts have worsened by the sudden suspension of oil supplies. The According to maritime trackers, a tanker carrying Russian diesel is set to arrive in Cuba in several days after using deceptive maneuvers to reach the island. So, wow. So they more or less said, hey, it's not really going there for this. They switched it up in mid-route. Russians did. I would imagine Putin and Trump have talked. They've always seemed like to have a decent relationship. I mean, I think that is true, regardless of everything that's going on. They've always had a cordial and an open line of communication, not to say they agree on everything, but we do know they talk on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's probably even more than that. Now, are you hearing more talk about the Samson option? Because I'm going to tell you, it's flying all over the internet right now. People are saying, well, man, it's not real what's happening to Israel with the bombs and things of that nature. And then we're getting reports of people are saying, hell yeah. I mean, even trying to book plane tickets to really trying to figure this thing out. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, we're just like everyone out there. I think there's a lot of patriot influencers out there, Dallas, that are scratching their heads, and they're really, honestly, dependent upon their audience. Say, hey, what are you thinking about here? And we're using so many different angles, and maybe not just one or two, but I will tell you this. The ones and twos, maybe the ones that we've been talking about. I mean, you and I don't necessarily agree on every single thing, and a lot of things we do agree on. And that's the beautiful thing about this. We have so many perspectives to look from.
Yeah.
We have to do that. We can never go all in on one thing, because that's where they get you. You don't have a plan B. Then what happens?
Yeah. You end up on plan Z.
Hello, am I late to the party? Hello, right? I mean, I'm serious.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's been my point for, I mean, Chad's probably going back 2 years, 3 years. I just ask questions. It doesn't mean that I necessarily disagree or I have a counterpoint. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I just ask the question like, okay, well, why did this happen? Why are we invading the only two countries left on the planet that don't have a Rothschild central bank? In Iran and Cuba, right? Venezuela was the other one, right? We have attacked every country that doesn't have a Rothschild central bank. That is peculiar to me, Chaz. Like that strikes a chord in me that goes, what? That's weird, right? That's a super strange coincidence. Oh, right. I don't believe in coincidences. So that tells me that it's not a coincidence. There's something behind these actions. That's my question. And that's my desire is to find the truth. But for some reason, that really, well, one, it pisses some people off. Just having the audacity to ask a question, or to question an unquestionable character. But I feel that's specifically my job. Like that's our job is to ask the questions.
And it's also our job too to take the heat. Sorry to interrupt you, because we both have taken a lot of heat. We haven't got the nicest of messages from people, even people which is fine. Everyone's entitled to it, but some people just kind of focus on a lot of different things, and they got to go bye-bye. And unfortunately, we're not always going to get along. But that's what I was thinking about the 80% of the core tenets of why we're in this movement that we do agree on. It's the petty 20%. When I say petty, I'm not talking about Epstein, because Epstein files is not petty. That's one of the tenets in this, because that involves the children. Okay. Yeah. And there's so many others we could go through. So just as long as we can have that understanding, our audience can have that understanding, because, man, unity is power. I hope everyone understands that. Sticking together and being together and working together, for the most part, is power. And that's what they do not, Dallas, want us to do. But we're doing it. It might not happen as fast as we want to, but we're doing it. And it's coming together. and we're getting prepared, because my thought process, and this is my personal opinion, D, is once we are able, honestly, to get rid of this evil, I truly believe the RV is in fact going to happen. Period.
Well, yeah, and to that point, there's a question about the Rodriguez Trust. You know, we talked about this Easter is a unique time in history that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they line up with the exact time Christ was crucified, 2,000 years ago. And we've heard for a long time that these trusts can only be open at Christmas and on Easter. I think that this might be the moment, and I even hesitated. I'm only saying this because of the question asked, because otherwise I wouldn't have said it. But I'll be really, really disappointed if those trusts are not opened and the finances released this Easter. I mean, from what I'm hearing and what I'm catching. So
this Easter. Not next Easter. You're saying this Easter?
Yeah. I mean, now, are we going to be going to redemption appointments the day after Easter? No.
Thank you for saying that.
It is. This whole process is, oh my God, it is so slow. It is ridiculously slow how this process is moving. I get it to an extent, because there's so much fraud, there's so much corruption, there are so many dirtbags still in the system, as we see. Like, just look at our own government. You have a unanimous vote to not release the government slush fund where they pay off all of their victims of sexual crimes, sexual misconduct, whatever. Right? That was unanimous, Chaz. There were only 30 people that voted to release it out of the 500. That is ridiculous. You know what I mean? You're telling me that basically the entire government has taken part in utilizing that slush fund to silence a victim of whatever, right? That's heartbreaking, first of all, and terrifying, secondly. But yet, we believe that our government is telling us the truth. We believe that our FBI, for some reason, now is on the up and up, right? They lie directly to us, and they keep lying to us about Charlie Kirk. But now that they're going after Joe Kent, they're on the right track. Bullshit, Chaz. And they have lied this entire time. And
how is it? Okay, well, let me ask you this. How is it that Tucker's son, from what I'm hearing, works for Vance? Is that accurate? Is that correct? Because a lot of people are telling, man, how's that it's not true because he works for Vance? I'm like,
well, I don't know who he specific, but I just know he's a part of the administrative staff. I don't know what his actual role is, but he's, my understanding, he's basically an intern, but maybe he has more of a standardized position. But I just, again, my point, they who's they? Everybody. Trump has lied to us. Pam Bondi's lied to us. The DOJ has lied to us. The FBI has lied to us. The CIA has lied to us. Secret Service has lied to us. Everybody has lied to us, but yet we're still supposed to trust them and just blindly follow. That's where my brain, you lie to me, I no longer blindly follow jack squat. If you lie to me and if you mislead me, I mean, I might give you the benefit of the doubt once, maybe even twice, right? But when you do it multiple times, and I know the truth, right? It's not that I think I know. When I can physically prove it with government documents, with your own documents, there are emails and videos linking people and sex crimes in the Epstein files, but yet nobody can be arrested. Are you kidding me? That doesn't make any sense, Chaz.
No. Here's okay. Going back to the whole Joe Kent thing, I think we need to wrap our head around really what the truth is there. As I was describing today with Coffee with Chaz, and I'm on Patriot Shoot, check it out. It's usually on 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Everyone's got a target on Trump that believes Trump has made bad decisions, which he has publicly. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with that. Okay, or in some people's eyes, it looks like he's messed up. My eyes, yes, I'm going to say it looks like he's messed up. But you got to go back to the departments leading up to who is laying the information down for Trump. Okay, and then he's reading from. We've really got to look at the department. There's so many, but in this department, well, here's Joe Kent again. As this has happened, he's speaking at Catholics for Catholics here. I don't know the exact date on this, but it was obviously 2026. You can see this here. Now, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I haven't even looked at this to see if this is remotely AI. Just saying. But check it out. Just listen.
This decision to follow your conscience, give us a little backstory. How did that happen?
Without getting too much into detail, I just did a long form podcast with Tucker, kind of laid out the entire politics of the issue. But look, after serving 20 years, mostly deployed to the Middle East, fighting the wars over there, and just seeing how our country had been lied to and brought down the wrong path in those wars, and that we were getting sucked into another one, and that the American people didn't have the full story, and our country did not have a vital national interest in this current fight. I said, hey, I in good conscience can't do this, because that was a promise I made to myself probably 20 plus years ago when I was deployed to Iraq. Once I realized after my first couple deployments that we weren't there for the reasons that our government told us we were there for, I said, if it's ever my turn, if I'm ever an adult in this situation, I ever have a position of responsibility, I will not in good conscience send young men and women off to die on foreign battlefields.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, I find it ironic that our FBI is going to go after him, but yet they're not even looking. They're actually canceling investigations into the Epstein people, right? I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. And I don't understand how that's supposed to buy our trust, right? Like, how does going after, even if Joe Kent is a leaker, right? I mean, let's be honest. I guarantee you he's not the biggest leaker that's come out of the government in the last 5 years. I guarantee it. Adam Schiff was leaking stuff directly to the Washington Post from within congressional hearings. Like, again, we have that on proof. We've text timelines that show, he was releasing information live, like in real time. The fact that they're making such a big deal about going after him, and again, not a single person arrested off the Epstein list. And again, they have the proof, Chaz. They have
what I'm saying is the information, obviously, if I haven't seen anybody yet bring forth anything written down or whatever from his conclusion that has been given to Trump to outside of what was said on his resignation letter. See, I want to see something where he's definitively said Iran was a threat, because obviously that contradicts what we're hearing out, of course, what Jared Kushner gave information to Trump on, because where did Trump go to get his intelligence briefings for, Jared?
Well, right. But yet the two people, and it's not just their job, but the two
he's
people
being cut out of the Charlie Kirk thing too. Come on, man. I mean, it's got Israel written all over it, and everyone says it's a distraction. No, I think it's the exposure aspect, and it's real. But Israel is compromised within our FBI. I think we already knew that, didn't we?
Yeah, I believe Kash Patel 1,000% compromised by his girlfriend. I mean, she's a handler. I think it's become evidently clear that Erica Kurt, not who she claimed to be, first and foremost, but she was put into Charlie's life to be Yeah, sorry. I believe Eric Kurt was put in Charlie's life to be his handler. He started figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I agree with what Kent said. I think Trump is either surrounded by absolute morons, which I find very hard to believe because Trump doesn't do that. Trump surrounds himself with some of the brightest people in the world, or he has been compromised one way or the other, either personally or
Right.
I agree with what Ken said. I think the fact that they got so close to him let him know that his family, his children, his grandchildren were completely on the board. And there has been a significant and drastic change between the Trump pre-inauguration of this last one and post. They're two different people. They speak differently. And I don't mean it's a different actor or a clone. I mean, the Trump before was, go get him. I'm not taking any crap from anybody. No more wars. Epstein, no forever wars. Peace. And then afterwards, it's been the exact opposite. And you can't I can't unsee what I've already seen, Chaz. Like, that's the problem with being awake. Is once you see it, you're like, holy crap. Like, there it is. I see it. But and I might have misspoke. I don't think the F-35 is 400 billion. 400 million probably is the right number, but either way, it's a huge number considering 20
honestly, I believe that once I made sure I heard you correctly, because in this time I'm like, man, I guess it's inflation. I don't.
I'm gonna eat the bullet on one. I probably misspoke, but still, it's a crap ton of money.
Yeah,
that was supposedly undetectable. Well, except for the fact that if you have a heat-seeking missile, the one thing that plane puts off a crap ton of heat. So
that's right. No, you're right.
Anyway, I just wanted to address that, but
yeah. It's going to be interesting with this whole Russia Cuba thing, how that's going to develop out. This is something that he had just put out. Without the USA, NATO is a paper tiger. They didn't want to join the fight to stop a nuclear-powered Iran. Now that fight is militarily won with very little danger for them. They complain about high oil prices they are forced to pay, but don't want to help open the Strait of Hormuz, a simple military maneuver that is the single reason for the high oil prices. So easy for them to do with so little risk. Cowards. And we will remember President Donald J. Trump.
A year ago, Chaz, I would have said, yep, 100%, let's go Trump, hold him accountable. Today, you started a war that you didn't even talk to them about it, right? Like, every country has come out and said, hey, if you'd at least talk to us about this, maybe we would have a different stance. But you and Israel just started launching effing missiles.
Well, like he said to the Japanese prime minister, well, y'all didn't tell us about Pearl Harbor and you just went and did it, right? And I was like, ooh, you got to look at instances like that too, right?
But that's not apples to apples. That's them attacking us, right?
I'm just saying, using an example.
Chaz, rewind that and say that again and tell me that's not the effing stupidest thing you've ever heard a human being say, right? Like, oh, well, you didn't tell us about Pearl Harbor. Well, that's because they were attacking us. That'd be like us calling Iran and being like, hey, by the way, we're about to blow the shit out of you. Like, that didn't happen. What the countries are saying is you and Israel started a war right next to us, like one house over, and didn't even have enough courtesy or respect for us to say, hey, FYI, this is what's about to happen, right? Like, those are two completely different statements, and the first one is asinine. Like, that's a stupid statement. I if you ask me, my opinion.
So Who do you think that is right there? Just take a guess.
That looks like Heidi. What's her name? The madam.
Does it look like Boebert? Does that look like Boebert?
Oh, I mean, it's a really small picture on my screen. I mean, no, but it's not a clean shot of her
Is the
face.
glasses going to make that big of a difference? Because this here, I'm just going to play it, and you tell me.
I will not vote for a war supplemental.
Oh, yeah, that's her.
I've already told leadership I am a no on
Yes,
any war
glasses.
supplementals. I am so tired of spending money elsewhere. I am tired of the industrial war complex getting all of our hard-earned tax dollars. I have folks in Colorado who can't afford to live. We need America First policies right now, and that I'm not doing that. We need the Save America Act, FISA with warrants. There's a lot of hard lines that I have right now, and we've got to get our act together if we want to keep this majority. And the path that we're going doesn't look very promising.
Should the administration get out of Iran?
That's up to the president. I will not vote for a war supplemental.
Yeah. Now, my question is, who is this over here in the car? And it's evil Karen kind of looking at her a little bit. Might be, I guess, with her. I don't know, but she's over here mean mugging the whole time.
Well, I think she walks and gets in that car, so I'm guessing it's her assistant or something.
Yeah, I guess so. But she's over there said, "Hurry up, get the car."
I told you not to talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more of the same that we're hearing internally and everything. I mean, we're seeing a dismantle taking place. I do agree with that. Look at what's happening. Have you been keeping up with everything with the freaking airports? This here.
Other than they're all basically shut down. I mean,
well, yeah, obviously TSA they're talking about. This LaGuardia is in New York City. I don't have to play it for you to figure out there. And look, here's Atlanta. You know,
that airport sucks anyway.
Yes, it does. And I agree. And so does Charlotte, by the way. Sorry, yeah. Charlotte Airport.
I got stuck underground in Atlanta. I bet I walked 5 miles underground in Atlanta Airport because they had an active shooter right as my plane landed. Oh, it's terrible, man.
Well, here, since we're sharing stories, I might as well share this one. Whoever got me the big old bullet that's actually a pin, I just want to say thank you because it was a very interesting situation. Man, I rarely fly, okay? It's just because of everything's going on. I don't trust anybody, and I don't like getting strip searched by folks, okay? Every time. That's by the way, if we're all on the list, just want you to know that, and that's what they do. So anyway, I just come back from an event, had my computer bag, had this pen. It looks like a big old bullet, 50 cal bullet in my bag. Goes through. I mean, it was an ordeal, dude. They're like, "You got bullets. Do you have any firearms with you?" And they take me out, and obviously I'm on some lists. And next thing I know, they're going through everything. Jennifer's horrified, and Jennifer's just like, "Oh my God, what is going on?" I was like, "Oh, I'm used to it. Hey, go put some gloves on. I don't like bare hands, you know." But the reverse is this. I'm very grateful that they do that because it protects, for the most part, our planes and innocent lives that are on the planes because they put up with a lot of BS. Plus, I don't like traveling anyway. But and even though I didn't care for it too much and I was pretty pissed off, that's the thought process I had in my head. So understand they go through a lot too, and we need this. But it looks like, Dallas, this is about to be a breakdown. Okay, with this, if they're trying to shut down flights and keep us in home, just like they're doing with gas and fuel. We'd always heard this.
That's the 15-minute cities, Chaz. Only the elite get to fly. The plebeians, you and I, we don't get to fly. We can't afford it. Plus, they're going to make it seem so dangerous that who would fly, right? It's a part of a bigger, darker, more sadistic plan. It's all of the cities that have been burnt to the ground. They're all on the 15-minute list. all the cities that are being destroyed by fires on the 15-minute list, all the cities being, destroyed by wind and tornadoes and flooding. Every single one of them, Chaz, has been on the 15-minute list, 15-minute city list. Every single one of them. This isn't on accident. Somebody in the very beginning of the show, they've been chemtrailing like mad these last 3 or 4 or 5 days all over the South, from the middle of the South, Texas, all the way to the East Coast again. Why? I mean, yesterday they were chemtrailing and we had clouds. Like they were chemtrailing through the clouds. Like, it just there is still a very active 2030 agenda being played out right in front of us. And that's where, you and I've said it, there's a reset coming. I mean, it's actively in the motion, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
right now. 100%.
Things are being tokenized left and right all around the world. They're being digitized, they're being tokenized, they're being valuized. Oil, gas, buildings, everything is going on to the blockchain. Everything is being tokenized so that there you have one currency, you have one system that controls it all, right? That is actively being rolled out right in front of us, or right around us, all around us, I guess. 15-minute cities, the lack of flights, the lack of mobility, the fact that here in another couple months, gas is going to be, diesel is $5 in Texas. I don't know what it is where you are, but if gas is $10 a gallon for regular unleaded, ain't nobody driving nowhere. Like commuting 30 minutes to a possible new job, not unless you give me a $10,000 annual pay raise to pay for the gas. But
so this is a great example, and this is not, bad or good or anything like this, but this is reality. It's all a show, even the TSA stuff. Now, here's my question. We all know people that travel on a regular basis. Maybe we need to find out on that. If no one, no, I haven't had any problems. No, this, I haven't heard that yet. And I haven't really talked to anybody, but that might be something I might do, and a lot of people can do. Have you heard of anybody, Dallas, actually going to the airport yourself personally and it's going through this? Or do you really think it's all a show?
No, I know it's real. I mean, I know people in Houston that missed flights because it took them 4 hours to get through TSA, and that's recently, like in the last week. Houston is real. I don't think it's every airport, but Houston. I ironically have not heard very many horror stories about DFW, but like I have a friend that works at Love Field. Love Field is a smaller airport, but they got it down. I mean, they have a system, but it's definitely happening. It's not happening at every airport, but it's definitely happening. The fact of the matter is Chuck Schumer is still getting paid and our TSA agents aren't. But to go back to what you said a minute ago, we have to remember the only reason the TSA exists is because of the Patriot Act that was signed into law after 9/11, where we all gave up our freedom.
Yeah.
All of it. We gave them access to our emails, to our text messages, to our online data, and to everything that we possess when we get on a plane. We gave them access to everything. We gave them the ability to start storing our facial features, profiles in databases with the Patriot Act. So it's one of those catch-22s. I would very much rather us not have the TSA in the form that it is today, and not have the Patriot Act. Now, in retrospect, right? In 2001, every single one of us, we all took the blue pill. None of us took the red pill. Right?
That's right.
Same thing with the masks, right? Everybody wore a mask at least once.
Yep.
At least once, right?
Yep.
Unless you were a hermit already and you never left your house. Then you might be able to tell me you never put a mask on.
I used to be a social butterfly. Everything has changed because I woke up, and that's just it. Once you wake up and know what the truth is, and you're out of the matrix, it's kind of hard to go back. And I'm sorry, I don't want to go back because of what I know, because I can't accept it mentally.
And that's what I said a little bit ago. You can't unsee it. Like,
right.
I know what I see. The problem is I see things slightly different than some of them. And
Right.
that really frustrates and pisses people off. And I get it. But it's, I was pissed off when I learned some of this stuff the first time too.
Yep.
Like I'm still pissed off about the kids. The fact that you do anything to a child outside of love them and care for them and give them everything that they could ever, that you could ever give them. I cannot fathom the alternative to that.
As always, they need to put up or shut up, by God. Appreciate you, Dallas, as always, man. God bless you and your family, and be safe, and look forward to maneuvering through this, man. So
It's a busy weekend. I got a show for a new company tonight. I've never worked for them before, so I have a show with them, and then we have an EPW show tomorrow. If you can't make it live, if you're not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, check it out on Abundant TV at 5 p.m. Central. It's awesome.
All right, brother. God bless you, man. See you.
See you, man. Bye.
Another one in the box, folks. Appreciate everyone, as always, that you tune in. God bless the Republic of the United States of America. God bless you, Patriots. Without you folks, there is no America or world for that matter. We'll talk to you. See ya. Hi there, I'm Chaz Carter. Welcome to Patriot Shoot. If you're looking for a censorship-free platform where you can freely express your thoughts and connect with like-minded individuals, then you're in the right place. At Patriot Shoot, we offer more than just a membership. For just $8.99 per month, we provide you with daily intel, weekly giveaways, and access to our exclusive voice chat platform called Patriot Talk, where we have somewhere between 200 to 400 active members just on that alone, discussing a wide range of topics every single day. You'll gain access to our state groups where you can connect with members in your states at a grassroots level. Our community is all about open dialogue and sharing valuable information without the fear of being silenced. Whether it's discussing current events, giving advice, or personal matters, or simply connecting with others on Patriot Shoot, it is the place to be. So what are you waiting for? Join us today. Experience the freedom of speech and just fill out the form below and get started. We cannot wait to have you here with us, and welcome aboard.